It is heating up in the Philippines Football League. We have two teams that's fighting for first place. We have a hornet's nest of 5 teams that are challenging for the top 4 spot to get into the final playoff. Who will be in the driving seat going into the last rounds? Let's find out.
The PFL, the PFL, the cow, the cow. The PFL, the PFL, the PFL.
Mabuhay PFL fans, and welcome to another PFL recap with me, Andy K. We have 2 rounds to talk about today, so let's get this ball rolling right away. But first, let me ask you a question. Which team would you like to see back in the PFL in the future? Let me know in the comments. We start off 2 weekends ago in Laguna at Binan Football Stadium. We had Loyola that took on Mendiola. It was a match that most people probably thought Loyola would win, but Mendiola stood up for the fight. In the first half, Mendiola got a penalty and Haji Mehdi stepped up to the spot and made no mistake. Loyola did all they could to get one back, but Halog and the Mendiola defense fought bravely, and Mendiola got their first win of the season and halted Loyola's recent progress and dreams for a top 4 finish. Next up, we went to Cebu for Manila Digger versus Cebu, and Digger did the job. 1-0 came through with the top scorer Saiko Cisse in the 25th minute, and before halftime, Mudu Mane made it 2-0. It was an intense second half. Cebu tried to find an opening, but Digger defended well. Then at stoppage time, Cebu got a corner that followed by a scramble in front of the goal, and the ball went out for another corner. This corner was taken quickly, and Bailey found Mijiland, who headed it home. Wild celebration by the home fans, but it was a little bit too late. Match finished 2-1 to Digger. Then back to Laguna, and Maharlika faced the league leaders Kaya. It was a closer match than many have anticipated. It took until the dying moments of the first half for Kaya to open the scoring. Shuto Komake with a goal. Then in the second half, Kaya doubled the lead in the 66th minute when Kaishu Yamasaki scored a beautiful volley. Maharlika did put up a fight till the end and did score in stoppage time through Aristorenas, but Kaya took the win 2-1. Then on the Sunday we had Taguig against Davao, and it was an important match for the fight for the top 4. And Taguig was the favorites going into the match, but Davao had found some good form lately, so it was not gonna be easy for Taguig. And it was Davao who took the lead. Just before halftime they were awarded a penalty. Gabriel Costa was coolness himself and put it away 1-0 to Davao. Second half was very entertaining, Taguig going for goal, but Davao was having a great game and did not let anything by. In the 19th minute, a poor back pass by a defender in Taguig gave Lopez Mendy a chance, and he took it. He saw that Kamrad was off his line and he went for goal. 2-0, and Davao had pulled off a well-deserved upset. We had been treated 4 great matches and some surprising results so far in round 12. And the last match of the weekend was another. Philippines youth national team versus Stallion, and the youngsters have had enough of big beatings. They started off very good. They were quick with their counters and it paid off in the 17th minute. Theo Libarnes broke free and with a clever pass found Kent Valenzuela, who just rolled it past Lamas. A wonderful play by the youngsters. Then Stefan Schreck showed off his ball intelligence. A quick free kick and a superb pass found Fahimi Ibrahim 1 versus 1 with the defender. He saw his opening and curled the ball past the defender and the goalkeeper. Stallion was now level. Shortly after, youth team got a free kick and Edgar Aben Jr. summoned his inner Beckham and banded past Lamas. The youth team went into halftime in the lead. In the second half, Stallion pushed on but had trouble finding the net until they got a penalty in the 50th minute. Juan Trujillo stepped up and put it away. Stallion had a comeback. But then it looked like it could get worse for Stallion. Ibrahim got his second yellow card and was sent off. But still with 10 men, Stallion managed to grab all the 3 points. A mistake by a defender led him tripping Trujillo in the penalty area and Stallion got another penalty. The Mexican stepped up once again and blasted it home. Stallion had turned things around and won 3-2. It was a very entertaining 12th round of the PFL and things are getting very interesting here going into the final stretch. Then on match day 13 we had Digger versus the youth team, and the young ones couldn't recreate the same feat as the weekend before. Kevin Ibene Mukota opened the scoring in the 33rd. Then the same Kevin made it 2-0 just before halftime. In the second half he completed his hat-trick, and then Ir Giganto made it 4-0. 5-0 came in the 65th minute, Mudu Youth. 3 goals wasn't enough for Kevin, who scored his 4th. And a new signing, Dylan de Brickner, scored a banger in the 89th minute. The youngsters did get a consolation goal before the match ended 7-1 to Digger. Then we had the big match, Cebu versus Kaya, important for both sides. Kaya needed to win to keep Digger behind them, and Cebu needed a win to avoid dropping out of the top 4. Melissa gave Kaya the lead after half an hour, and then Lucas Del Rosario made it 2-0 and Kaya went into halftime in the lead. Second half was very intense, both teams playing very good. And just like the week before, Cebu got a late goal. Rintaro Hama, but again it was too late. Kaya won 2-1. Then Stallion Laguna ran over Mendiola with 6 goals to none, but it was just 1-0 at halftime. Ricardo Sandra was the scorer. Then in the second half, Finn McDaniel made it 2-0 in the 55th minute. OJ Porteria scored 3-0. Juan Trujillo then made it 4-0 after 63 minutes. And Finn McDaniel picked up a brace a few minutes later. MJ Libre wanted to get in on the action and scored 6-0 to Stallion. On Sunday we started with Maharlika against Davao, and Davao's good form continues. Robert Lopez Mendy scored already in the 7th minute, and 2-0 came in the second half, Gabriel Costa. Towards the end we got 2 more goals, Troy Limbo in the 88th, and then Paulo Bugas showed some skill and put away 4-0, which was the end result. Loyola would want to get a win against Taguig to get closer to the top 4, but Taguig didn't want anything of that. Tsukasa Shimomura helped Taguig take the lead with a nice goal in the 27th minute, and just 5 minutes later Junior Sam made it 2-0. Loyola had some chances, but they saw their chance for the finals place getting smaller. Taguig got the win and moved up to 3rd in the table. So let's take a look at the table. We see that Cebu fall down to 5th as Taguig and Stallion jumps ahead of them. It's unchanged at the top. Digger 1 point behind Kaya. Davao is still in it, though they have played 1 more match than the teams above them. Loyola's chance is now very small to get top 4, but anything can still happen. And in the bottom 3, things are unchanged. Coming up, we have 4 matches this coming weekend, and it is Mendiola versus the youth national team and Taguig versus Cebu on Saturday. Then on Sunday we have Manila Digger versus Maharlika and Stallion versus Davao. So 2 matches, 1 on each day, that will be very important for the fight for 3rd and 4th. Cebu will need a win after the 2 losses now to get back on top 4, and Davao will need to continue their good form to challenge the teams above them. And if Taguig and Stallion both win, they create a gap to the teams below. There's a very interesting week coming up. That's it for this week's PFL recap. Let me know in the comments your thoughts about this league. Thank you all for watching, and remember to like, share and subscribe. See you again next time. Paalam!
The PFL, the PFL, the PFL.